Tonight, only on Channel 10.
If you guess the amount of change correct, you get the entire jar of change.
A losing fundraiser. See how a lucky guest could end up leaving a charity with nothing.
In an animal house, how one student's spring break was a real-life animal house.
I like to go home and relax a little bit and see some animals that you don't usually get to see here on campus.
Plus, hyped up, the amazing story you can only hear this Thursday.
I think it'd be really cool to hear his perspective on life and the different stories he has and the things that he's gone through recently.
And a wee little adventure, how one women's Irish dream turned into a chance of a lifetime.
And I've always wanted to go to Ireland, so it just seemed to click.
In a winter wonderland. No, I'm not talking about the snow. See all the sports highlights that you missed over spring break. That feels more like winter.
Plus, a hometown legend, how one of the biggest comics in the world is leaving his small Ohio town for the limelight once again.
Good evening, I'm Scott Carpenter.
And I'm Mallory Paul. Can you believe that spring is only 6 days away? This is our last winter broadcast for the semester.
And this is WHEI News Center 10. Today's late-breaking stories are brought to you by the students inside the Media Communications Center right here at Heidelberg University. So don't touch that remote, dial, smartphone, or whatever it is you're watching us on these days.
WHEI News Center 10, live at 5, starts now.
Welcome back to News Center 10, live at 5 for Tuesday, March 14th, 2017.
Let's get to our first story of the night.
Big things are happening within the Japanese entertainment company Nintendo after their new video game console, the Nintendo Switch, generated over $1.5 million in its first week of sales. The Switch was first revealed in early 2016 after the company stated that they were creating something that would revolutionize the way people play video games. The console is able to be played at home or on the go due to its built-in screen and controller. Many workers within the company, as well as game critics, believe that the Switch will be the fastest, top-selling console that the company has ever created.
Space Exploration Technologies, or SpaceX, delayed the launch of a rocket set to carry a commercial communication satellite into orbit because of high winds at its Florida launch site. The company stated that the whole operation has not been scrapped, but they will have to reschedule because of the weather forecast states that the 25-mile-per-hour wind will not let up anytime soon. Representatives of the SpaceX site that the company is going to begin a series of launches all throughout the year in order to secure their standing with other space companies for the future. SpaceX has stated in the past that the company has set its sights on colonizing our neighborhood planet, Mars. Hope fades after only one crew member aboard a Irish Coast Guard helicopter was rescued off the coast of Ireland after it attempted a medical evacuation. Decorated pilot Dara Fitzpatrick was found alive in a drift just off the County Mayo coast. Unfortunately, after medical crews retrieved her, she succumbed to her wounds and passed on. The Coast Guard then continued to look for her other 3 crew members, but could not locate them nor the helicopter after hours of searching. Gerard Flynn, the Irish Coast Guard search for rescue operations manager, stated, "This was a shock. The helicopter just simply disappeared. Communication was lost. Once communication was lost, an emergency procedure was initiated, and a search was immediately initiated. Investigators are still looking for the missing crew."
And despite the recent WikiLeaks article that accused the CIA of tapping American citizens' phones, computers, and other devices, President Donald Trump signed an executive order giving the CIA less restrictions to carry out automated drone strikes on the suspected terrorist cells in the Middle East. Mr. Trump has indicated he wants to accelerate the fight against Islamic State and other militant groups. While U.S. officials said Mr. Trump's actions specifically applied to the CIA's ability to operate in Syria, it means the agency eventually could become empowered under Mr. Trump to once again conduct covert strikes in other places where the U.S. is targeting militants in Yemen, Libya, Somalia, and elsewhere. And that is going to wrap up our local news segment for the day.
But don't go anywhere, because we'll give you all of the Berg news stories, plus a look into the wonderful world of sports and social media, all that and more coming up after the break.
You're watching WHEI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
In the heart of Heidelberg's campus lies the Fireside Cafe and Pub, featuring a relaxing and engaging space welcome to the public. Fireside's menu includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, desserts, and even a soothing latte or coffee, offering a wide selection of exciting new and wholesome food options. Fireside Cafe Pub also serves a variety of refreshing drinks to accompany its cozy atmosphere. Come experience Fireside's new fall menu and visit us on Instagram at Berg Dining Services.
See that cute little dog in the pet store window? Chances are it came from a puppy mill, a breeding facility that forces caged, neglected, and often sick dogs to churn out puppy after puppy to be sold for profit. Meanwhile, millions of wonderful, healthy pets end up in animal shelters. But with one simple choice, you can help, just by deciding to adopt instead of purchase your next pet. Not only are you saving a life, you're taking a stand against puppy mills. Visit bestfriends.org to learn more.
Together we can change the news. Find out how at safekids.org.
Welcome back to News Center 10, live at 5.
Let's check into the latest news with our Heidelberg Campus News segment. Happy Pi Day, everybody! Pi, which is commonly represented at 3.14, is nationally recognized on this day, March 14th, as a way to celebrate mathematics. Yippee. And what a better way to celebrate than with a slice of your favorite pie. Heidelberg's Relay for Life team serving up delicious pie recipes to support the American Cancer Society. There is no cost to submit an entry, and the recipe with the most votes wins. If you're not the best baker, you can always be a taster for the price of a donation. And Sigma Tau Nu is hosting a fundraiser this week as well, with a high-value prize. Visit the Men's Society outside of Horniman this week between 11 a.m. and 1:30 p.m. Any student with $1 can make a guess on how much change is in the big jar.
The men of Sigma Tau Nu will be doing a change jar competition where you kind of guess the amount of change that's in the jar. It's $1 to participate. It's a fundraiser for us for the upcoming costs we're going to have for the rest of the year. Like I said, $1 to participate. It's going to be running from Tuesday to Thursday, 11 to 1, so during like lunchtime. It'll be outside Horniman. We'll have a table to sign up. If you guess the change, the person that's closest to the amount of change gets a $25 gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings. If you guess the amount of change correct, you get the entire jar of change. So we don't really know how much it is, but it's a lot.
So just like Jimmy said, the closest guess will receive a $25 gift card to Buffalo Wild Wings. And if you can guess the exact amount of change in the jar, you'll win that change as well.
This past week, Heidelberg students were able to kick back and relax with a week off of school for spring break 2K17.
Yippee!
With the spring semester coming to its halfway point and students just finishing their midterms, our student princes took to the highways and drove home for their very anticipated week off. Berg student Tim Fakin likes to go home and relax and start to prepare for the end of the semester.
I like to go home and relax a little bit and see some animals that you don't usually get to see here on campus and prepare myself for the rest of the year and finish strong.
Now with spring break over, students can get back on the track to finish out the year in style and continue to tell themselves, C's get degrees. The last Hype Day is coming up. Students and faculty look forward to listening to Michael Kim speak. He speaks in Cyberlink Gymnasium at 10 in the morning. Michael is a counter-human trafficking expert. In 2003, Michael went to North Korea to help people get food and freedom. He led many victims to safety. Cam Weeks is a Heidelberg student, is looking forward to Thursday.
It sounded really cool, the things that he got into in Asia with the human trafficking and everything like that. So I think it'd be really cool to hear his perspective on life and the different stories he has and the things that he's gone through recently.
Come out to Cyberlink Thursday morning to hear more.
And are you interested in traveling to another country or being able to experience a new culture? On Thursday, March 16th at 4 o'clock in the University Commons, junior Katie Mullins will share her experiences and opportunities that she was able to have when she was traveling to the country, Ireland. Students can expect to learn about the benefits of studying abroad and a little about the culture of Ireland. Katie said that she always wanted to travel to another country, and when she was talking to her friend, she realized that the right destination was no other place than Ireland.
I knew I wanted to study abroad, and I've always wanted to go to Ireland, so it just seemed to click. I talked to a lot of students who had studied over there, including Julia Lahosky, who graduated last year, and she really helped me try to find the perfect fit for me, and I ended up studying at the University of Limerick, and I loved every second of it.
For more information about study abroad programs offered to Heidelberg students, please contact Julie Arnold, the Director of International Affairs and Studies. And Mallory, I know that the traveling abroad is pretty cool, but I think the Hype Day programs coming to us are pretty awesome this year.
I do. Pam Oliver was my favorite, actually. She was a big inspiration, yeah.
Bill Nye, did you like Bill Nye?
I actually fell asleep.
Ooh. Oh, that's not good for Bill Nye.
No.
Anyway, that's all we have for Berg's campus news today. When we return, we'll take a look at Heidelberg Sports Report.
News Center 10, live at 5. We'll be right back.
You're watching WHEI TV 10.
Student programming from the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
In the heart of Heidelberg's campus lies the Fireside Cafe and Pub, featuring a relaxing and engaging space welcome to the public. Fireside's menu includes sandwiches, salads, wraps, desserts, and even a soothing latte or coffee, offering a wide selection of exciting new and wholesome food options. Fireside Cafe Pub also serves a variety of refreshing drinks to accompany its cozy atmosphere. Come experience Fireside's new fall menu and visit us on Instagram at Berg Dining Services.
I thought everything would go back to how it used to be. But that wasn't realistic for him or our family. Make the Connection helped me realize that we are not alone. Other families are dealing with similar challenges and working toward the right solutions together. Visit maketheconnection.net to see stories like ours and learn how your family can start the journey toward recovery today.
Military life is rewarding, but it isn't always easy.
Managing the stress can affect even the strongest warrior.
But I will stay mission ready.
I will keep my mind and body fit.
Talk to my chaplain.
Seek care early.
Strive for progress, not perfection.
I got this.
I got this.
Take the first step.
There's no better time than now.
Reaching out is a sign of strength. Visit realwarriors.net or call 866-966-1020.
Welcome back to WHEI.
It's time to throw it over to Randy to take a look at what's trending in today's social media.
Summer vacation just got a little shorter for Colin Jost and Michael Che. The two Saturday Night Live cast members anchor its long-running Weekend Update news satire. On Tuesday, NBC said that it would broadcast a special primetime edition of the Weekend Update this summer, when SNL will be on hiatus, but the news cycle will have plenty of material to mock. Mr. Che and Mr. Jost will continue to be featured on the summer version of the Weekend Update, which starts on August 10th and will have 4 half-hour episodes. NBC said in a news release that other SNL cast members were expected to appear on the show. In other news, Dave Chappelle is back. I've been gone for a very long time, declares the comedian Dave Chappelle in the trailer for his two anticipated comedy specials, both of which air March 21st on Netflix. Dave Chappelle's 2 new comedy specials mark the comedian's first stand-up specials in more than a decade after his surprising hiatus. Per Netflix, both specials feature never-before-seen footage from the Chappelle's personal comedy vault. A third one, which is currently being shot and will release later this year. I'm looking forward to it. That's all we have for you today for the social media news. Let's send it back to Mallory and Scott at the news desk.
Well, thank you, Randy. And Mallory, I don't know about you, but I share Randy's excitement in Dave Chappelle coming back.
Oh, yeah, man, big time.
I'm not sure actually who that is.
You're not sure who Dave Chappelle is?
No.
Are you serious?
They're not sure? She's not sure who Dave Chappelle is?
Oh, my God.
Wait, do you have Netflix?
Yes.
Do yourself a favor. When that special comes out, watch it. Comedic genius. Comedic genius. I promise. You won't be disappointed.
Okay, it's time to throw it over to Jeff to take a look at today's sports stories.
Dinger and sunflower season is finally here. It's time for some baseball. The Berg baseball team was in Port Charlotte, Florida this past week for their annual spring break trip. Their final game of the trip, the Bergs suffered a tough loss to number 14 Keystone College, who was last year's national runner-up. Berg starter Cameron Deemer was solid through the first 4 innings, but then got into some trouble into the 5th. With the bases loaded and with only 1 out, Keystone's Ryan Callahan hit a 2-run single through the left side. 2 batters later, Anthony Ferreza hit a single to bring in another run to send their lead to 3-0 over the Berg. In the 7th inning, the Berg was finally able to respond by orchestrating a few runs to get the game tied up at 3. But a huge 2-run homer by Brady Burr hurt the Berg greatly, exceeding Keystone's lead to 2 in the 8th. The Berg was not able to regain the lead by only scoring 1 run by pinch runner Ryan Marsotti on a wild pitch. Keystone will go on to close out the game and come away with the 6-4 victory over the Berg. The Heidelberg baseball team was 6-3 for the week and will take the diamond again Thursday as they take on Earlham. The Berg men's lacrosse team was able to squeak out another double overtime victory last week against Kalamazoo College. With about a minute and a half left in the game, the Berg needed someone to step up and make a play to send the game into overtime. Big-time players step up in big-time moments, and Captain Matt Wonderspach did just that. With 8 seconds to go in regulation, the captain went straight Braun mode and knocked in the goal to extend the game. In the first overtime, both teams displayed great defense, leaving it tied at 5 going into the second overtime. With the game tied, the Berg's Patrick McCarthy went beast mode and scored the game-winning goal to give the Berg a 6-5 win. When you have beast mode and Braun on your team, good things are bound to happen. The men will play again tomorrow here at the Berg against Alma College at 7 p.m. That's all we have for your Berg Sports tonight. Let's send it back over to Scott and Mallory at the news desk.
Thank you, Jeff. So, Scott, that first win for the Lax team is pretty impressive in an overtime.
Absolutely. I went to overtime a couple of times, and then they were tweeting it. They all looked like they were happy to get the first ever win in Heidelberg history for lacrosse.
That's pretty awesome.
That's pretty special. That is pretty special. But when we return, it's a revolutionary new sport.
Hey, Spencer, can you whistle?
No, it's impossible to whistle. I cannot whistle. It's impossible to whistle.
Can I see you try?
Yeah.
My dad was in the Air Force for 26 years. When I was applying for scholarships, we came across Thanks USA, which helps military children earn scholarships towards whatever university they want.
Education gives you the chance to find the nexus between your unique passions and gifts and the needs of the world around you.
You realize that ripple effect, that you give them an education and they're going to take it and run.
Myth. Lightning never strikes the same spot twice. Fact. It strikes the Empire State Building about 25 times a year. Myth. Bats are blind. Fact. They see as well as you and I. Myth. Sending goods is the best aid to disaster victims. Fact. Cash is best. After shipping, a case of water costs about $196. That can buy 10 gallons of water. Cash sent is help received. You have a big heart. Use it for smart compassion.
My name's Angela, and we're bringing you BergFit to Heidelberg University to help the students as well as athletes and staff be healthy, whether they're trying to gain muscle, lose weight, or just have more energy for class. Everyone has different goals. We offer pre-workout, post-workout, healthy meal replacement smoothies, as well as many snacks and healthy energy drinks for everyone.
I like them, they work, taste good, relatively cheap. Favorite flavor is definitely Twix.
If only cars could talk, what would they say about their owners?
So, I guess the love affair is over?
What do you mean?
Well, he must be looking to get rid of you if he left you unlocked with the keys in the ignition.
He still cares. He's just thoughtless sometimes.
Leaving the keys in an unlocked beauty like you, that's an open invitation.
Oh! Who's this guy? Keep your hands to yourself, fella.
It was nice talking to you.
The easiest way to have your car stolen today? Leave it unlocked with the keys inside. A public service message from the National Insurance Crime Bureau.
Welcome back to WHEI News Center 10, live at 5.
Let's get to the last story of the night.
Harry Potter fans are getting their fill of the famous sport known as Quidditch, as Britain is having its first Quidditch World Cup.
The sport that draws inspiration from the famous book series by author J.K. Rowling was a mix between rugby, dodgeball, and handball. With poles instead of broomsticks between their legs, competitors battle it out with a sport usually reserved for witches and wizards, and described by one of the enthusiastic participants as organized chaos.
Teams are made up of 7 players who try to score by throwing a ball through hoops, who are seeking the snitch, which is a small winged golden ball in the Harry Potter books. But for them, it will just be a yellow sock dangling from the back of one of the players. You got to improvise. Enthusiasts of the sport hope that the Quidditch World Cup will become a regular tradition around the world. You know, Mal, I'm not familiar with the Harry Potter books. I've kind of heard of Quidditch, but if that became a sport and it was interesting and it was like hyped up like a World Cup, like in soccer, I might watch it.
I think I would too. Quidditch seems interesting.
I don't know how they're going to improvise.
It's kind of funny.
It might be very disappointing compared to what we see in the movies, but
yeah.
You know, it is March though. We can watch March Madness instead. But thank you for watching WHEI News Center 10 live at 5. Our program tonight was produced and presented by the Department of Communication and Media from inside the Media Communication Center at Heidelberg University.
Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. Be sure to tune in next Tuesday for our next.
I'm Scott Carpenter.
And I'm Mallory Paul.
And for Randy Buffington and Jeff Helms and all of our WHEI production crew, we thank you for watching.